Hello everyone, I'm Rachel Tessman from stampyourartout.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Andover, Minnesota in the US, and I'm here to bring you a live paper crafting class. I'm going to tell you right now though that I have a cold. Right when I hit the go live button, I started coughing. So just know that if we have coughing bits, what's the word? Anyways, if I'm starting to cough, I'm going to take sips of water to help me out. So welcome, welcome. Thank you all for tuning in. This is a special live in that we are doing Paper Pumpkin alternates. Paper Pumpkin is one of my favorite products that Stampin' Up! Carries, and I have to announce, if you haven't already heard, that Paper Pumpkin is now global. We've been waiting and waiting for years, and Stampin' Up! Finally figured out the ins and outs of making subscriptions work in Europe and in the South Pacific markets, and we are so excited. That means for all of us that we'll have even more ideas out there. Demonstrators from those regions are stinking excited to create and share, and we're just gonna have that much more inspiration. So yay. And if you are watching from one of those other markets and you haven't heard this yet, I hope that you're happy about this news. Okay, we're gonna go down to the desktop and take a peek at this kit that just arrived. I received it, I think, 2 or 3 days ago. I'm not one that gets it early, so, but when I get it, I create with it right away because I'm always so excited about it. So this is my second kit that I'm opening up. You get 2 stamp sets with the March kit because March is an anniversary month. Stampin' Up! Started in 2013, March of 2013. And so, and I've been doing alternates with these kits ever since then because I am so crazy in love with them. You get them in this wonderful box. It comes right to your mailbox. It is now $29 per month plus tax. The shipping's included. That's US pricing. You get an ink pad. You get usually 1 stamp set, but this month, because it's an anniversary, you get 2. And then let's just go ahead and open this up. Got this fun scissors charm on stage. And I saw a couple of you were saying, yay, it was so fun to meet you. I really love it. I love meeting new people, and I love that you came up and said hello to me so that we could meet. So thank you if you were the person who said that. So fun. So in this little wrapped up container, we have the directions. It's like a little trifold type of visual direction sheet. You get this sheet, which shows you the stamp set imagery. And I'm just going to put that aside. So those are the stamps in outline form in black and white. And then, of course, the ink spot that I told you about, that's like a mini ink pad. So it will last you a long time. So will the stamps. So once you're done with the consumables in the kit, you can keep on making things with it beyond. In this little cellophane bag, it looks like we have dimensionals, which is a type of adhesive that's like little foam pop dot type things. We also have some embellishments, and then you have the consumables, the parts that you use up in order to make the cards. Now you can make the cards as intended. A lot of people love to do that, and you can certainly do that. But if a kit by chance does not float your boat, if you are not excited about the card ideas that are proposed to you from the kit directions, you can tune into my videos, you can go to the Paper Pumpkin fan club, you can Google, you can Pinterest search, and you can see other things that other demonstrators and customers are doing with their kits to make them different, to make them unique. So I make scrapbook pages. I try to make one scrapbook page spread with every kit. Sometimes it's 1 page, sometimes it's like a pocket page, sometimes it's a mini album, but I always try to do something scrapbooking with every kit. And I make cards, obviously. I love making cards. And I also try to make at least 1 3D item. So you're going to see some different options today. With this kit, we have 9 card bases, 3 of 3 different kinds of cards that we're making, but all the card bases are typically the same in this kit except for this one. It has a little printed circle on 3 of the kit card bases. All the envelopes in this kit are the same. So 3 of 3 different kinds, right? But you're getting some similar stuff in these. But then when it comes down to making the cards, you have these die cut pieces. So these things here, you just kind of like punch out, and they're easy to punch out. And then you have elements to put on the fronts of your cards. So let's take a peek at what the kit instructs you to make. Let's just hold that up for a second. You can see one looks sort of like a wreath. One has a field of little flowers. And then here we have a large hummingbird that's kind of flying around some greenery. Okay, so I'm going to take the pieces from this kit and divvy them out. So we have 1, 2, and 3 different card bases. I'm not doing this one right away though, just so you know. We also have one of each of these. I'm just going to set these aside because I don't want to have these not available to me when I do show you doubling the cards in the kit. Now I'm doubling the cards in the kit towards the end of this video because we really don't have a lot of imagery in here that you can cut in half or cut into sections. And sometimes I will triple or quadruple the cards in the kit if there's lots of imagery. This kit does not have a ton of imagery. It's more like a, you know, kind of like a simple card. Excuse me. So, and I was not going to cut my birds. Excuse me. Oh boy. Let's see if we can make it through this video. But it's so pretty. You know, simple cards are sometimes the most stunning, right? Because we didn't have a lot of imagery, I just decided to just double the cards in the kit because we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hummingbirds. We also have 3 words, word imagery type pieces. We have thank you, we have so grateful for you, and we have this one, which is kind of like a double piece together here that says, have a beautiful Mother's Day. Now, because this kit does include 2 stamp sets, we also have stamp imagery. So we have the hello, the wishing you a happy anniversary, and birthday wishes. So all of those will be used on those cards when I get to them. At this point though, I'm going to set these aside so that I don't dive into those or accidentally cut them. Oh, and we need 3 envelopes too, because I cut into the envelopes for those. All right, so let's first start with a very simple, easy to make project. It was inspired and requested by this, it was not requested by Michelle, but Michelle made this cute little box at Onstage. We just got back from Stampin' Up's Onstage convention. And this cute little box here, which is blurry, that's so weird. Let's just zoom in instead. Sorry about that, you guys. I'm having issues with the camera. Oh, the joy that happens. Sorry, hang on. Did that just kind of like freak out your eyes for a minute? Oh, the joy that happens when we are live. We have all kinds of fun stuff that happens. So this cute little box here, it's like, you know, kind of like a clam box, and it holds these tiny, tiny little Tic Tacs. Have you seen these? I think you can buy them like in bags, and then they just stick into these little containers. They fit in the containers. I'm so excited. So thank you, Michelle Carlson, for this. Tic Tac on one side. Again, the blurriness. What the heck? I may have to get a new camera, you guys, because we've been having this issue a few times. And there is the other side. So let's just take that out of there because we're going to start with the container. Let me grab a piece that I already cut to size. Here it is. And we're going to grab our trimmer. Okay, so yes, you guys requested this in my show and share video that I had this past week. So we're going to go ahead and make it. We're going to score at 5. Oh, I have to first tell you the first direction is to cut a piece from your card base that is 2 5/8 from or by 3 7/8. So if you're looking at a full card from the kit, I took and I cut it at the score line, and then I could get 2 from one side and 2 from the other. So if you're going to do this with the whole kit, and you can ignore those little circle lines or cover them up as you're making the box, you can get from 9 cards, 9 times 4, 36 little Tic Tac treats. Okay. All right. So we have our piece, and we're using 1/8 inches, you guys. So 2 5/8 by 3 7/8. We're going to score at 5/8 of an inch on these two long sides. 5/8 of an inch. So I'm using the measurements on this side, and I'm going to the 1/2 inch and then 2 little marks beyond to score at 5/8 of an inch on each of these long sides like that. Now I'm going to score at 5/8 of an inch on this side, and it doesn't matter which end you start from because it's going to be the same. Okay, and we're going to then score at 1 5/8, so I have to flip it around, and I'm going to go to 1 5/8. So I have my first score line here at 5/8, then I have 1 5/8, then we have 2 1/4, and we have 3 1/4, and that's going to leave us, as you can see, once I score this, that's going to leave us with this side being 5/8 of an inch in. That's why I said it doesn't matter which side, because it is pretty much symmetrical. You have 5/8 of an inch all the way around on all 4 edges, and then you have 1 inch going in the middle here, and then this section is also 5/8, and it's going to give you the perfect little box. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and crease on all those score lines. I'm going to use my bone folder. All right, I'm just checking out comments here because I have been just like diving right in. I hope that you're all doing well. Thank you, by the way, for joining me. And I mean, it's Saturday night, right? So sweet of you. I did have this scheduled for Friday night, but with my cold, I was so exhausted, you guys. I just said, nope, I'm rescheduling. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to cut, and we're going to cut straight into all of these score lines to meet with that long score line that's parallel to the long edges, right? So we're cutting like this all the way around, just right along those score lines. Don't go any further in. Then we're going to take a peek at what we have here. We have 5 tabs on each side. 2 of them on each side are bigger. We're going to ignore those. Those are going to be left as is. But the rest of these are going to get some little angle cuts on them. The outer ones, you're going to cut like this and like this. So we've got these angle cuts on those 2 inner edges. We'll do the same thing on this side. Like that. And then the middle ones, we're going to cut on both sides. We're going to angle cut on both sides. So it's a very symmetrical little container. You will find that if you're not measuring really accurately, and we might have that with this, but you can have like little edges that peek out, because on a box, the top of a box should always be slightly larger than the bottom of the box, but on this one it's going to be exact. So we might have some, pushing out of corners, but it should work, okay? Hello from Australia. Oh, I love it. You guys are tuning. What time is it in Australia right now? When I do evening lives, I always hit different people at different times of the day, right? So I think our friends in Europe are asleep right now. Okay, what we're going to do right now is we're going to do some gluing. So I'm going to take my multi-purpose liquid glue, which I have in my really cool container from the Country Hive, but I've transferred it into a precision tip bottle, and I'm going to add some adhesive. Now, if you want to, you could use tear and tape adhesive. You could use any kind of glue, but we're going to take the outer ones and we're going to glue on the outer side of each of these 4 tabs. Then we're going to connect so that that glue goes on the inside and meets up with the corresponding edge like that. Okay, so we've got 2 corners connected on this side. And if you're worried about the glue drying on the other side, you could always wait, but this glue dries pretty quickly. So there's the other side. Connect and make sure that your edges are lined up, right? Like this outer edge here is lined up with the score line all the way around. So our box is almost together. It's so stinking cute. Look at how small this is. Okay, and then the next thing is to put these tabs inward, glue them, and connect them either to this side or to this side. It really does not matter, just so you know, okay? So we'll put some glue there and here, and then we'll connect them in and attach, and then hold. Okay. Watching from Canada. Hi, Cindy. Love it. Funny, Debbie. Is it almost 8:30 there? All right. Yes, I got these scissors from Amazon. So Stacy pointed out that this was an Amazon purchase for her too. This scissors is similar to the kind of scissors Stampin' Up used to carry. It's got a different coloring on it, but it's similar. So if you never got the Stampin' Up scissors and you want one that's similar, you could get that. I do have a link to it in my favorite extras on my website. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push the inner box inside, and we're just going to close that up, and you're going to see a little bit of a give here. See that? But that's okay. Oh, maybe you can't see it because we're getting blurry. Oh my goodness sakes. Either my eyes are going bad or it's blurry. All right, now we're going to open it back up. I'm going to set this down on the table where we have all these lines to help make things clearer. And we're going to put the Tic Tacs in there now. So stick those in there. That gives it a little bit of sturdiness. Close the box, and then we'll decorate the top. And for the top of this box, I'm going to point out that you really, I mean, if you're going to do it with the pieces from the kit instead of like flowers, or maybe you even want to bring in these wonderful scene dies, even though they weren't made to coordinate with this kit. There's some flowers in there. There's some butterflies in there. But the other one is no longer, like it's sold out. So you could get those dies. Those, again, are the wonderful scene dies. They are paired with the April, May, June kits, by the way. Okay, so once that's done, you could take and you can add a little, excuse me, I'll just show you the finished one. And it's blurry again. Let's zoom in as I get some water. So what I did is I added, oh my goodness. This is going to be a fun one if I have coughing fits the whole time. All right. Anyways, I added it with mini dimensionals that were from the kit. And then I put some pearls on there. And I think I forgot to add pearls as one of my supplies in the supply list. So I'll just add that in. If you're coming from the blog post because you saw the blog post first, welcome, welcome. I'll also change and add the pearls in that supply list too. But it's a cute little tiny box ready to go. Not all of these birds will fit nicely. And what I was going to show you, like if you were going to do this one here, you want to make sure that you're not adding it. I'm just going to open this. That you're not adding it like this, because then you can't necessarily open the box all the way because the wings are going to tap against this side here. Oh, the blurry camera. So instead, you'll want to add it like this. Does that make sense? Because then you can open it all the way up. It would be cute teacher gifts. And I don't have a link for the Tic Tacs on Amazon, but maybe I can look for them. Let me write myself a note. I'm going to do that right now. Pearls and Tic Tacs. I'll see if I can find those and link those in the video description. Okay? Hey, thanks, Patty. I appreciate it. Oh, that's Pam. See, my eyes are going bad. That's Pam. Thank you, Pam. Pam said, don't forget the thumbs up. My goodness, my eyes are going now. We're just having a great old time. Oh my goodness sakes. Coughing. Yeah, eyes aren't working. We're going to do another project now. Thanks, Deborah. The next one that we're going to do is a card that involves the envelope and a card base. And because this card base really gets covered up, I'm going to take the one that has the circle in it. And then I'm going to take some scraps from another card. So let's just pretend like this one is a scrap, okay? And I'm going to die cut from it. We're going to die cut a really cool die from the wonderful scenes that I just shared with you. It's this sign, and it's made to go with the next paper pumpkin kit. So I want to be able to die cut that a couple times on here. So I'm just going to kind of estimate for my scrap. Now, what I did for my first card is I took just a thin little strip of it and I laid the die on like this and then cut it so that I could get just the wood planks. But I'm okay with using a fuller piece like this because I typically have a lot extra. And I'm going to grab my machine, which I thought I had ready. All right, we still craft when we're sick, don't we? You sound, oh, I'm sorry, Mutant Scrapbooker, you're not feeling well either. I love your YouTube name. Okay, we're gonna add this like that to our base platform, die plate, our die adapter type plate, our die plate. Then we have a cutting plate, our scratchier one, and then we have our non-scratchy one on top. And we'll just send this through. We're gonna send it through actually a couple times. So I'm gonna just read some comments as we're doing this. Are those gray or white? That's a great question. The bases actually are like a smoky slate, a really light gray. Okay, so we're gonna take this and pop it out of here with our tip of our scissors, or take your pick tool, something to get that out of there. And look at that, we have these great little wooden planks. Let's do the same thing to the flip side here. See, I'm just gonna position it like that. Oops, we need that square out of there because it will cut the square out of the middle too. Hello, Vi, how are you? I have a cold. Cough, yuck, going around our house as well. Oh, I'm so sorry, Roxanne. Okay, we've got that done. And now we can take and see if we can use those squares for something. Those are really awesome squares that come out of this. Okay, and then we'll just pop this out again with the pokey end of our scissors, or take your pick tool. You'll use some thick cardstock to make copies of the hummingbirds. Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, because you want more hummingbirds. Who doesn't? I wish they would have given us some extra ones. I'm going to take another sip. Thanks, Deborah. If you're watching after the live and you're not catching these comments, just open up your little box on the side and it will allow you, I think it's that you have to wait like 24 hours, but you'll be able to see what people are saying in the live. So sorry I'm responding so much, but we're having a good time. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut right here and here and here to get wooden planks. Oops. I was worse yesterday, so I would not have been able to do the live at all yesterday. Okay, but I have so many ideas I want to share. All right, we have 4 wooden planks. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our ink, and the ink that comes in the kit is basic gray. So I'm using a blending brush with my larger basic gray because when I do these videos, it's really hard to, putz around with the smaller ink pad. So I'll just pull out my bigger ink pad. But if you are a beginning Paper Pumpkin subscriber, don't feel like you have to own all of these kinds of things. You don't need the bigger ink. You don't need, you don't even need like the die cutting machine, even though this card is cool. But like you could cut rectangles if you wanted to and draw lines on them as if they are pieces of wood. So we're going to do that on all these pieces just to give them a little bit of, more texture and depth. We're also going to take that base that we have and we're going to do a little bit of blending brush on those too. So we're getting the desktop grid paper nice and dirty. But it does give you a fun weathered look, doesn't it? It looks so much more used. Can you make copies? Well, you probably could. You just can't sell the cards. Someone was saying, well, Stampin' Up, let us do that. If you don't sell your cards, yeah, you probably could. But you're not supposed to do that if you're going to then pass those along to other people. Does that make sense? But it's your product. Okay, now that we have that done, oh, forgot, we got to do this one too. So we're going to now take our blending brush and we're going to put just a little bit of ink here and here, just to give it some darkness. All right, we're going to add another score line in this card base at the 2 1/8 inch mark. So I'm just bringing it into my trimmer at 2 1/8, and we're going to score. That's going to fold it right in the middle. So now we have what's called the start of an easel card, okay? I'm going to use my bone folder, give it a good crease, and there we go. Next, we're going to cut an envelope. And this envelope, I just realized I forgot another supply too. Basic gray paper. I'm going to write that down. Basic gray cardstock. Okay. For this, I'm going to cut off, I think I'm going to cut off a 1/4 inch. Let me do some measuring here really quick. We want to go to 5 1/8. So if the card is currently this big and we want to go to 5 1/8, we want to do a 1/4 and a 1/16. So we're going to go to a 1/4 inch on this side of the trimmer, and then we're going to go in to one more little notch. So it's a 1/4 plus a 1/16. That's 5/16. And yes, that should work. Oops. And then we'll do the same thing to this side. And because it's harder for me to get this to stay straight up here, I'm just flipping the whole thing over. So 1/4 plus a 1/16. Now we're going to open it up and we're going to trim just above the score line here. When you cut right on a score line, sometimes if your blade isn't super sharp, your paper can fray. Now in this direction, we're going to cut at, we did 3/8 of an inch off. We're going to 3 7/8. Okay, 3 7/8. You know what? It rises every year, by the way. And I want to tell you guys, if you're worried about Paper Pumpkin kits price increasing, when I was on the advisory board years ago, we actually sought out kits from other companies because we were helping to research for the kits collection. And we bought kits from all different companies out there, all these creative kits. And I have to tell you that Stampin' Up, by far, had the best value for what you get in the kit. So to me, to pay close to $30 per kit is not a big deal. I really feel like you get a ton of product in this kit. So I'm not even going to go there. I'm not sad about it at all. I really think we're getting a great value already. Okay, so we've got 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Yeah, every year Paper Pumpkin kits increase slightly to go along with inflation, but so do a lot of the other products, just so you know too. It's just that Stampin' Up sent an email out to subscribers to let them know. Now we want to get a layer in here. We're going to do basic gray. I hope that helps some of you to know that with the research that we did in that group years ago, because it really, I feel like we should have been charging way more back then. All right, so now we're going to go to the 4-inch mark here, and we're just going to cut some scrap out of this. Oh, that one's not going to work. Let's do this side instead. We want 4-inch by 5 1/4. Okay, so I should have had this paper layer ready before, and I'm so sorry about that. I've had a cold. I have an excuse. This piece is going to get layered onto here. And I just want to find my finished card so that I can tell you Did I cover it up? Oh, here it is. Okay. We're actually going to do the planks first. So we have these wooden planks, and we're going to add them with dimensionals. Now, you can use the dimensionals that come in the kit, and they are here. Here they are. So you can see you've got all of these little guys here. They're going to work perfectly. But what I'm going to suggest that you do is to take your scissors and cut from the edge of them so that you get really, really, really skinny pieces. And we won't cut a whole bunch of, we'll just cut 3. Okay, so now you have these dimensionals that are nice and thin. We'll just add them to the back sides. Okay, and we'll do this one, and it looks like we have to cut it a little bit. And then, yeah, I think just one of them we're not gonna do, just one. The rest of them we're all putting these foam sticky things right on the back. And we'll just put that, we'll put that on there. Okay, the skinny one is gonna go first. And we're gonna tilt that kind of at an angle like that so that the base of it is coming off the edge. And then, and peeling off the backing each time. And this one's gonna go straight up like that. And then I have one more that I'm gonna put like that. So we kind of have almost like a W shape here. All right. Then this one is gonna cross over them as if it's part of a fence. Cool, right? Yes, I'm live on a Saturday night. Hi, Terry. Tara. Hi, Tara. My eyes aren't working and I've got a cold. So sorry about that. I'm going to be coughing and yeah, and I've had some blurry vision throughout, but we're making it work. We're making it work. Okay, so I'm sticking these little dimensional pieces, if I can get them to stay down, in here. And then what we want to do is put some glue, and I'll use my precision tip bottle again, right here and here and here. And that way, this can lay right across the top like that. So now we have our little fence piece, which I'm going to flip over, and I'll add some seal adhesive to. Now in this kit, because all the adhesives are just dimensional, they didn't give you any glue dots in this kit, but sometimes we get glue dots in the kit, and that it's a little putsy, but you do have like a flat kind of glue like this is, but this is so much quicker. So I prefer this. Now, because we're doing an easel card, we need to put adhesive right below this score line, but we don't want it to go edge to edge. We just want it to go a little inside there. And then on this piece, we're gonna put adhesive right at the bottom. Then we'll flatten this whole thing down, and we're gonna add this to the front of our card so that the adhesive is just connecting to the lower half of this front panel. This is what helps to make it an easel card. So now we can see we have our fence there. We have something that we need to put in there to help prop it up, and that's gonna be our rectangle. Okay. If you've already paid for a prepaid, you don't have to pay on it again, just so you know. But yes, all the paper pumpkin prices are going up for the coming months, okay? But 29, again, 29 plus tax, to me, it's a steal anyways. All right, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use the larger dimensionals. So yeah, you don't have to worry about a prepaid if you've already got it going, because it's paid for. It's prepaid, okay? All right, so now I'm gonna stick this in here, and I'm just gonna go in a little ways. Eyeball the center. If you want to, you could take and measure if you want to, but I'm just gonna set that on there like, and I'm gonna use my grid paper to help me out here. That looks pretty straight. Okay, so that's the part that will hold up your easel when you want to put it on display. So it folds flat to go into an envelope, and then when you want to put it on display, it sticks up like this. The other parts of this card are adding Oh, you know what? Hang on. Let me peel this off. I almost messed up. Isn't it a great color combo? I love the Coastal Cabana color in this kit. We have a light Coastal Cabana, and then you're gonna have like the darker one with the card bases that we're gonna use. I forgot to do something on this. So when you make a mistake, just pull it up right away. Use your fingers, use your hands. You know, we're not feeling well today, so we're gonna make lots of mistakes today. I forgot to do something. I want to take and cut this so that the hava is separate. I'm just gonna eyeball it. It's about 3/16 of an inch that I'm cutting off here. And I think, oh yeah, this edge here goes right to the 3/4 inch mark when I do that. Okay, so 3/4 of an inch there. And if you need to, you could take and put like a sticky note, like my sticky note that tells me the supplies I forgot. You could put that right there to hold it in place and then go like that. And it'll keep that nice and still. This, I'm gonna trim just a little bit off of, like, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch. And then this one here, see how it's uneven now? I'm gonna trim that one also right about there, but I think I'm gonna use my trimmer to do that. And that will take me to the 1.5 inch mark here. Okay, now that we've done that, we can put the dimensionals on the back side. Sometimes we have to waste dimensionals in order to make our card correct because we forget things. Thanks, Tina. Love the butterflies. Flip it over. We can might as well just open it up and center it this way. Okay, so we're gonna center it like that. Right in the middle. Does that look good, you guys? I hope so, because my eyeballs aren't working well today. All right. So once that's on, it's gonna go like that. It just says Mother's Day on the inside, but this and the beautiful word, this one right here, we're gonna punch out. We're gonna punch it out. There it is. Okay, and we're gonna connect this with this piece. So we're gonna glue these two together. Let's zoom. Okay, so let me, see, that's white on white. I'm gonna darken my background here. Okay, so we're gonna take a little bit of glue and put some right back here. And we're gonna connect these two together so that we have enough space between our Hava and Beautiful. Okay, Hava Beautiful is what we made. And then Mother's Day will be on the inside, and I got glue on my fingers. Where did I get my scissors? It is in the favorite extras of my website. So you can either look at the description of the video and you can click on the link that's right next to the scissors to get to my Amazon link in my favorite extras, or you can visit my website at stampyourartout.com and navigate to shop and go to favorite extras that way. Okay, for this piece, we're going to, where's my, oh, I keep losing my finished card. It's over there. Okay, we're gonna put some dimensionals on the back side of this, and this is where our little sheet that I just had, again, remember how we were cutting edges off and stuff like that? So you can do that again. I think I actually have a whole thread of these that we could pull off because they are kind of connected here. That one could go there, but I have like this whole piece here. That might fit on the back, do you think? We can trim it. All right, there's that. And then we can peel off the backing. So use, the lesson here is to use those dimensional edges, okay? All right, so there's our piece that's gonna go here, and we're just gonna shimmy that right underneath so it sticks out enough from our fence. And then on the top is where we're gonna add our birds. So you have a couple birds that are flying next to each other. And then these little guys, do you see them? They are so pretty. I'm finally using them. I love the colors. This is Coastal Cabana, and it's on this sheet of little hexagon embellishments. They're called Shades of Green Hexagons. But hello, Pool Party I think is the name of the color, but it looks really close to Coastal Cabana, especially this light Coastal Cabana color. So I stuck a couple hexagons, or a few, 1, 2, 3, sorry, 1, 2, 3. And then on the inside, I put 2 more. So there is the finished card. Have a beautiful Mother's Day. My mother loves hummingbirds. They have a hummingbird feeder right next to their kitchen window. Maybe this will be the card I give her, unless she's watched the video, because then I will feel, yeah, I'll have to tell. Oh, look at that. I have a dimensional on the back of my finger. Okay, next. And it's still sticking to me, so we're going to just have to toss that in the garbage because I can't get rid of it. So there is that finished card. Then we'll move to, oh, this one here is so fun. Okay, so when I saw the imagery that was in this card, I'm going to get rid of that. It looks dirty. When I saw the imagery that was in this card, in this kit, I should say, I was very, very excited because it made me think of some cards that I made in the past that have silhouettes. So this is a technique card. It's not a fun fold card. Thank you. Who was that? That was Twyla. Oh, thank you. All right, so this card is not a fun fold, but it has a couple techniques in it that if you're a beginning crafter, you're going to love them because they're really simple and easy to do. If you're an advanced crafter, then maybe what this will do is just go, aha, yes, we should bring that back. That's a technique, or those are techniques that I haven't done in a while. We're going to fold this, use our bone folder, give it a crease. I'm going to grab that envelope. Where did that envelope go? We had an envelope that Rachel cut because we had that card, right? Didn't we make a card just now with the envelope? It's somewhere because I wanted the rest of it. Well, we could use this piece. So this is left over from another card that I was making. It's bugging me that I can't find that. But we're going to just glue this in here, but I want 7/8 of an inch. So I'm going to take my trimmer and I'm going to cut 7/8 of an inch. You can use either side of your trimmer, but you just want to make sure that you've got this nice and parallel to all the lines at the 7/8 inch mark. If you do it longer than that, I think, well, anyways, just don't do it longer. Just do it this size. I'm trying to remember why I wanted it to be 7/8 of an inch. We'll figure it out later because Rachel's really, really tired from this cold. All right, what we're going to do now is we're going to tear, and we're going to tear about 5/8 of an inch. So it's a little over 1/2 of an inch. And if you need to, you could mark it with your pencil or whatever. But we're just tearing in the same direction so that we're exposing the white core of the card. Every kit card has a white core. They're printed on the surface. They're not dyed all the way through like our cardstock. Now on the back side of this, and if we just straighten it out like that, we can still see kind of that white core. Even though it's white on white, it still looks pretty darn cool. So this is going to get stuck onto this piece. That's going to get stuck here inside the card. And if by chance your tearing is different, then you can certainly adjust your measurements. But do you see how those measurements for me worked? Because I now have both of these edges exposed. I have my blue layer underneath. And when I open the card, I'm going to have a nice straight edge at the top here that's white. So it gives the illusion that I have torn from the inside, even though I haven't. So this gets added here. And I think it's a little bit longer on the sides, so we might have to make it go beyond and trim. Yeah, it's a little bit longer on this side, so we'll just trim that up. In fact, I think I previously cut it, but now it should fit. Okay, so we have a 1 inch by, I'm sorry, a 5.5 by 7/8 of an inch piece here. And as long as this is about 5/8 of an inch when you tear, you see that? You can see that 5/8 of an inch, 1, 2, plus a half. Okay, so then it should look pretty good. And you want to tear fairly straight too. If you're tearing where it's really going up and down in hills, you might have to, again, like adjust your measurements. We're going to bring this right up to the top of that blue edge. You could actually make this bottom piece a little thinner too if you don't want to worry about accurate measurements. This could even be like 1/2 of an inch, right? Okay, Is my hair looking funky today? I saw your hair and thought you had a braid in it. Oh, and then you're commenting on your bad eyes. I love it. I love it. Thanks, Tara. All right, next. Oh, good. Thanks, Deborah, for catching the video. We're going to go ahead and decorate this. And for decorating, I'm just going to open this up because it's going to be easier to decorate if I can stamp on a flat surface. I'm bringing in another color, and we're using the Memento Tuxedo Black ink, which is dirty. There we go. See, there's my ink pad. And then I'm going to use the large stamp image that comes in the kit that looks like this. So now we're getting into some stamping. Here is this one right here. So we're going to ink that up using the tuxedo color. Did you hear the news? We're getting a new black ink pad, you guys. It's called Hybrid. This is going to get stamped so that it's coming in from the side about 2 inches. Okay, so here's the edge of my card. Excuse me. And now it's going in about 2 inches. We're going to press nice and firm. We're going to ink it up again, and Rachel's going to get water. Because when she has a moistened throat, you don't cough as much. Yes, you can, Brenda. I just saw your question. Can you get the sign die? It is available right now. It's called Wonderful Scenes, and it coordinates with the April, May, and June kits. All right, so then this one's going to get stamped over here in the same way and about the same distance in. How far did I go in on this one? I went in about this far. Okay, so now we have that. And now we have grid paper that has marks on it again. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take, if you're duplicating this piece here is going to go in the center, and that's going to fit nicely. And if you want to, you can do one more thing on this card, and this is another technique. This is making, and my eyes, I have to grab my glasses because again, my eyes are tired today. You're going to take and use the black journaling pen, and you can grab and color in the imagery, but this will take a while. In fact, you're going to do it while you're watching your favorite show or listening to your favorite book, audiobook, or podcast, or whatever, right? So you're going to do that all the way throughout, and then this will go on here with dimensionals, and it's going to look absolutely stunning when you're done. Isn't that cool? Look how pretty that is. So it's a silhouette technique. It's taking foliage that's out in the wild and filling it in so it's black, so that it appears like it's a shadow or a silhouette of the actual foliage. Like you're not seeing the color on it anymore because maybe there's too much light behind it. And I did add a couple more of those beautiful little hexagon gems tucked underneath here and underneath there. And you could put something else on the inside, but that's my finished card for that one. Then the last set of cards are the ones where we are multiplying the cards in the kit. So remember I told you, and this is always a great option for those of you who want to get the most out of your kit, make multiple cards. Maybe you gift cards to different places like hospitals and assisted living places, places where we could use extra cards, but it's nice to have donations, right? So even schools would love to have some cards on hand that the teachers could gift to parents, right? Thank you for this or that. So you make 3 of 3 different kinds, but if you take the supplies from those 3 different kinds of cards, and here they are here, these are all the separate little pieces that make one of each of these, and you cut and divvy them out, you can double, triple, quadruple, depends on the kit. This kit, I didn't want to cut the birds. So we are going to just double the cards, and I'm going to zoom out and show you the extra cardstock that I'm using for this, which is Coastal Cabana cardstock. Coastal Cabana, you would need 3 sheets of this. So this is actually what Coastal Cabana looks like, even though this color is Coastal Cabana. This is a lighter version of it. So how fun is that, right? So for these cards, you're going to make 5 bases from it to turn 3 into 6. I know that math doesn't seem right, but you'll see why. So we're going to score at 4 1/4 inches in this direction. Then we're going to rotate it and cut at 5 1/2. Now, if you're doing that to make 6 cards from 3, you're going to do that again with this piece, and you're going to do it with half of one of these pieces, so that you have 5 card bases. The other card base that you're going to use is actually from the kit, okay? Because we're only making 6 from 3, so we don't have to cut up everything. So for that, we're going to be using, and I want to make sure I'm telling you correctly. Yeah, we're going to be using one of the plain ones, not the one with the circle printed on it, but a plain one. So you'll have 5 of these and 1 of these set aside for your cards. And I'm just going to put that one on the bottom because that's the last card we do. For your envelopes, you're going to take and you're going to cut 2 of them the same way. Oh, I already pulled them out. Okay, here's our envelopes. You're going to cut 2 of them the same way. So for that, you're going to cut a little bit off of each edge to open them up. And don't worry about the width for these. We're not going to worry about the width because we're going to use a scissors when our card is being assembled and cut the width to the actual edge of our card. My favorite colors for markers, or are you asking everybody? I do love the blends, and I'm so glad that we have tons of blends markers. Stampin' Up! Does not have Stampin' Right markers anymore. So, but they weren't high sellers. So unless you guys, request to have them back, everybody puts it in the suggestion box or whatever. I think blends markers is the way that everybody's choosing lately. You could also use your blender pen, which is another favorite of mine. Blender pen with like the re-inker, little dabs of re-inker, so that you have your own watercolor markers that way. Okay, we're going to trim right above the score line to separate these pieces. And again, on this side, do the same thing. So we're getting rid of that scored area like that. Now, again, if you have a sharp blade, you could totally cut right on that score line, but it's a sharp crease and you might have issues. Now I'm going to go to 1/2 inch on this side, get rid of these 2, flip it over, and instead of going to 1/2 inch again, I'm going to look over here and I'm going to make sure that I'm on a correct measurement. And that measurement for this side, it looks like, and I want to make sure I do this right, is 4 5/8. We're going to go to 4 5/8. Does it help to zoom on that? So 4 1/2 plus 2 more little marks in the imperial measurement area for 4 5/8. Get rid of those, flip it this way so that this edge is on this side, and we're going to go to 3 3/8. So here's 3 1/4, 2 little marks brings us to 3 3/8. And now we have the largest rectangle that we could have gotten from that side. Okay? All right, so you're going to do that with 2 of your envelopes. I'm only going to do it with 1. Let's see, where should I put this? Can I give this to you guys? I'm going to put it over there for now. The other envelope's going to get cut differently. Oh, I forgot. Got to do one more cut on this. We're going to go to 4 1/8 so that we have a little bit up here from our card base that will show on the top and bottom. And it doesn't matter how wide this is as long as it's 5 1/2, and it surely is. So we're just going to leave that like that. Again, you'll do that with your other envelope. And now for your third envelope, you're going to take and cut and cut. And then I want to tell you correctly, so I'm going to go grab my finished ones and I'm going to measure because Rachel can't remember because she's got a cold. Hang on. I'm going to tell you correctly here. It's going to be 2 3/4 by 4. Okay. So we're going to cut this right above that score line again. And for this piece, we're going to cut to 4 inches. And then we're going to make sure that this is 5 1/2. So to make that 5 1/2, we really only have to trim off like a 1/16 of an inch more just to kind of make this 5 1/2 inches, where it's going to cut in half nicely. Okay, and evenly, I should say. So now we'll cut that in half at 2 3/4. And we have two beautiful layers for two of our cards. These inside envelope, or this inside envelope piece for this one is actually going to get cut to, and I'm going to make sure I'm telling you correctly. Hang on. I think that one, yep, that's going to be the same size as this one. So you're going to do all your plain envelope sections here the same way that I just shared. But two of your envelope fronts are going to be cut like this, and one of them is going to get cut into two parts like that. Next, for these guys, we're going to cut a couple strips. I'm just going to stack them together, and you only need two of them, but you could do three. It doesn't matter. And I'm just going to cut a couple half-inch strips for decoration. These are going to become little decoration pieces. Okay, let's cut some card bases next from the kit. We're going to cut a couple card bases. Let's start with the one with the circle. Because this circle one is going to be used as a guide, I am going to incorporate it in the card that I'm sharing with you. So I'm going to cut right on the score line. I'm cutting right at 4 1/4. For this piece, now I'm going to cut a 1/16 of an inch on all of the sides. 2, 3, and why am I doing that instead of 2/8 inches? Because we already have something printed in the middle of this card. And if we don't cut evenly, that circle in the middle is going to look off. So there's that piece. For this one, and I think, yes, for this one, we're going to cut to 4, hang on, nope, yep, 4 inches. And then we're going to cut it in half. Rachel needs water again. So we have two inner layers that are going to match these pieces. They're the exact same size. Okay? Because those are going to go together. And then for your last one that looks like this, we're going to cut 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Do the same thing with this one, 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. I suppose I could have done the 5 3/8 first. Oh, thanks, Sue. I appreciate it. I love teaching. Teaching's so much fun. And then you know what you guys are going to do? You're going to make cards and you're going to send them, right? We love the creating part, but we also need to remember to send our cards and brighten people's days, right? Okay, so now I'm not going to assemble all of these because we're already at the hour, but I'm going to walk you through the steps of what you would do. So all of your Coastal Cabana card bases are going to be folded like this, even this one here, right? All your bases are going to be folded like the typical card. We're not doing any fun folds for this. But for the first card, we're going to take our envelope, our envelope flap that looks like this, that's decorated nice and long, and we're going to add it to the front of our card. It's very easy. We're just going to add it, and you could, oh, look at that. We're going to do a refill. I ran out. So, oh, actually, we're not going to do a refill. We're just going to keep going. Refills are easy to add, though. Watch. Just go like this, and then you put your new one in. Okay? Just in case. Just in case some of you didn't know. All right, so I'm going to put adhesive all the way along here. Flip it over. And I'm going to keep it folded shut so that I can see. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? Do you see this, you guys? You can see both edges. See both edges there? That means that's the back. We don't want to see both edges. Both edges go to the back of the card. We're centering this, laying it down, and then we're taking our scissors or your trimmer or whatever, and you're just, oh, that one's already pretty much there. Okay, so now we have our card base front. And see, that's why it didn't matter what size this was, this piece on this layer, because you're just going to trim it up. For that one, you're going to add the Grateful on dimensionals, and you're going to add the bird that is medium size. We have all these pieces here. So fun, you guys. This one here. Nope, it's this one. This one here. We're going to add the medium size bird that's kind of like doing some, I don't know, arching of its back. And we'll put that there. And we'll put those on dimensionals, and then we're gonna add those little tiny embellishments. Should we just go ahead and do this one? We'll just do this one. Let me check. Yeah, we'll do this one. And then the other one we'll explain. Okay, so we'll put some dimensionals back there. Ooh, I got ink on that one. Because that way I can demonstrate putting on embellishments, which I don't think I've done yet in this video. And if we have newbies, I want you to know how to do that. It's really easy. You can do it with your fingernails, or you can take and use tools like the the scissors, or the take your pick tool. So this just gets added like that. And then with our embellishments, which I have a partial one used up in here. I'll just grab this one. We're going to use the take your pick tool. It's on the table somewhere. There it is. And we're going to press against one and slide it to lift it. And this take your pick tool has like a little gummy end to it. So I think I have one. Where does that go? I think I put it like right here. Oh, these are too far away from me. And then I have another one that is like right here, and a small one right here. And this is really the way it was supposed to look. I think I was supposed to put my circle a little lower, but it doesn't matter. Two different versions, see? Still looks good. So there's the first card. We're gonna put that over here. The second card is done similarly. Oh, the insides too. The insides, you know how we had 3 of these inside, these pieces that look like this from the envelope? These 2 front cards, these 2 first cards get these. So this one and this one, this would go inside here, okay? All right. On the front of this one, I have this other medium butterfly. Did I call it a butterfly? Hummingbird. Did I call it a butterfly, you guys? I might have. So this medium one, I love the colors, you guys. So pretty. So that gets stuck here. And then the Have a Mother's Day is stuck flat with the beautiful on dimensionals on top. Very easy cards, but still striking, just like the ones that you get in the kit, that you make with the kit. The next card. The next card is done with this base and one of these pieces. Oh, that's another thing I forgot to cut. So the reason why I only had you do half of one of these Coastal Cabanas is because the other half we're going to trim at 2 7/8 by 4 1/8. And you're going to do 2 of those. Sorry, I forgot about that piece. Okay, so next, we have that in our stash now. This is going to go on here, and that's going to go up on dimensionals. And then this is going to go on the inside of the card. All right, that's where that one goes. And you'll do that twice. Your first one will get decorated like this. So you'll have your birthday wishes with one of your smaller little hummingbirds going like that, stamping the birthday wishes, and you stamp it with the basic gray, and then you can put some embellishments there. Okay, so there's another one. The other one, I got a little fancy on. So I put my hello in the upper corner here, used my remaining small hummingbird right below it to the left, but I stamped along here on the bottom before I attached it to the Coastal Cabana layer. So I took this, stamped some speckles on it, and then stuck it on there. And the reason why I did that is because the inside of the card has some other imagery from the stamp set. So, yep, hello on this one. And then we have some speckles, and we have this, and those just kind of like decorated it more to kind of go together, right? It all coordinates with the other imagery in the cards. So that is one card. This one here, I didn't stamp anything on the inside, but you could. Okay, so those are the 2 different versions. And then your next card and your fifth one of these. So we already used 4 of these bases, and now we're using the 5th one. And that one is going to get, oops, I'm stealing things I shouldn't here. Hang on. I don't know what we've used. Anyways, it ends up being okay. Math-wise, it'll work. I did? Okay, thank you. So for this 5th one, you're going to add another one of these. Okay, I think we have 3 of these. Yes, we should have 3 of these. I hope I told you 3 of these. So this is the other half. I've got a dirty desk, you guys, but I know that you're gonna have 3 of these because this is the one you stamp. Then we cut part of that in half to get the 2 inner middles. Then we cut another one of these in half here, and then, no, we cut it here and here. Oh dear. Rachel, I know it worked out, so how do we do that? Hang on, I gotta think, you guys. We'll just pull them all in at the end. We'll just pull them all in at the end and we'll figure it out. But you have another one of these. Oh, this is it. This is the one right here. Okay, this one went on the last card. So this is the one that you'll need for this 5th card. Yeah, there, Rachel figured it out. And the reason why we want this guide on here is because we're gonna do that same technique that they teach you in the instructions in here. So you're using, on that 3rd card, actually I think it's the first one on here, you're using the circle to guide you in stamping those little images, those frilly foliage images, this one here. But I stamped it in a lighter color. Excuse me, hang on. There's not, Kathy. Because I share so many alternates with Paper Pumpkin, I don't do printouts for those. I do them for my other cards, but not for the Paper Pumpkin. That's why you want to just watch the video. Sorry about that. There's only one of me. But what you're going to do is you're going to stamp that, and I used the Smoky Slate color for doing a lighter gray because I didn't want that dark gray on my background. Instead, I wanted a lighter gray. So I pulled in Smoky Slate. And I also took a small amount of this. Hang on. Thank you. We are just suffering here, Rachel. I know, but we're going to get through it. Okay, so you're going to cut a 3/4 of an inch strip from another envelope flap because the envelope flaps are for these fun decorations. So you'll end up doing this design, and this design is slightly different than the kit card in that I still made that little wreath look using the lines of that circle that was on this piece here, okay? But I made some extra images off to the side. I added in some little flower stamps in there, okay? I don't think I did anything, no, nothing in the middle. And then I added the wishing you a happy anniversary on that strip. But what I did first is I positioned my big bird. This is the big one. I positioned that one so it kind of went with the arch of the circle. And then I made sure that I had dimensionals just under here and under the wings so that I could slip my strip of turquoisey paper, okay, underneath here, stamp it, then flip it over, stick it down, and trim the 2 edges, all right? I think that's all I need to explain on that one. You see the embellishments on there too. Okay, the last card is done with the full base. So this is where the full base comes in, because why cut it if we're only making 6 cards? Thank you, Stacy. Twyla, thank you, that's sweet. So for this one, just leave the card as is and stick your 2 little strips. And I cut them in pieces just because I thought you could also take and do kind of a look like this, or you could have them separated more and do something like that where there's a gap. I ended up putting mine together, but there's this fun little dark edge here. And then you see the score line on there. I thought it just gave it some fun texture. So I ended up doing that. I have some leaves stamped off to the side. So I used not like all the stamps, but I ended up for all my cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I didn't use this tiny speckle, I didn't use this one, and I didn't use the birds. But from all of these projects that I shared today, I used a lot of the stamps. These are stamped with the basic gray. The only time I used the smoky slate was on the background of this one because I wanted it to be not as dark. You could stamp off too. Like if you wanted to, you could try stamping off and then stamp on. So yeah, it's pretty simple. You just add this with dimensionals and then your last little bird goes up there, and you don't need an inside because it's white. So on that note, I have a page already created in my head that I want to make. I haven't decided if I'm doing that for my exclusives, because we have a group that creates exclusives each month. We're called the Paper Pumpkin Creatives. And those exclusives get sent out free to our subscribers. So any of you that were subscribed through me with your Paper Pumpkin kit, you will get like 14 exclusive ideas emailed to you on the 1st of the month, next month. If you're on my team, you get that. And if you're not a subscriber or not on my team, and I'm not going to punish anybody that isn't, you can purchase them if you'd like to. So we do make them available for $15 US each month, and you can find those in the tutorial section of my website. So you can go to my website and go to shop and go down to tutorials. I'm going to just spread these out here so you can see them. So these are the cards that you make when you double, oops, get that out of there now. When you double the cards in the kit, you can make those. Or you can change it up and do your own thing. And then we did an easel card today, a fun little easel card. We did a technique card with silhouette and tearing techniques. And we made this cute little box that needs to have the Tic Tacs in it. Where did those Tic Tacs go? They're somewhere. Anyways, a little tiny Tic Tac treat box, which is blurry, but I'll put it down here so you can see it better. That's what we came up with. Now, I do want to give you some Stampin' Up news, besides the fact that Stampin' Up is going global, which means that European market and the South Pacific markets, they are now able to get a Paper Pumpkin subscription started. So happy for them. But the stamp set case inserts are changing. And they're not making inserts for the cases we used to have for years. We now have a new case that holds our stamps and dies. And instead they're providing, and they said this in like an email, I believe it was, or maybe it was in a newsletter, I don't know. Anyways, it's imagery that you can use for, you know, creating something for your stamps to be set aside. So I'm not sure what it's going to be yet, and they haven't given us a preview, but I just want to let you know that that's happening. I believe it's going to happen with the next kit, the April kit. Past kit ideas. I'm going to take you to my website if that's okay. You guys want to take a little field trip? Let's go to my computer really quick here. We've got an incognito tab open. We're going to take a field trip over to my website at stampyourartout.com. There's a Paper Pumpkin tab that you can click on. And again, I have been creating since the first one. Like, I've never missed a kit, just so you know. Even when I've been deathly ill, and I've never been deathly ill. But I just love them so much. So you can go down and you can see older posts, recent posts, Paper Pumpkin pins on Pinterest, stamp set case inserts. This is where you can find all that stuff. You can join my Paper Pumpkin fan club on Facebook. You can sign up and you can learn more. So there's all those resources there. Just wanted to make that available for you to see. I also want to go to the shop tab because I was telling you about that. If you want to shop products online, you can click on the products that are in the description of the video, and that should take you to shopping online. But also, if you're on my website, you can click on any shop button, and under this menu, shop online. These are where you find the tutorials. Here's where those tutorials are, and they say Paper Pumpkin Creatives on them. So you can take a peek at, like, this was last month's. And if you want to, you can just click on this little guide here, Paper Pumpkin Creatives Tutorials. It'll make you see all the Paper Pumpkin Creatives we've done since we started. So, so there's that. And the March refill kit is available. So if you didn't get this full kit with the stamps, know that you can go to shop. Let's go to the store right now. Let's just take a little field trip over there. Go to menu, go down to Paper Pumpkin subscription. And if you have an active subscription, you click on refills, past kits, you can click on the refill here and you can add that to your cart. Now, I'm not signed into my account, so they don't know that I'm a subscriber, but when you're signed in and you have an active account, you can then purchase items that are in this section of the store, as well as like the dies that coordinate with the upcoming kits. When you order from me, you do earn loyalty points. You earn all-star video tutorials when you place orders of $50 or more. So that's how you can get loyalty points and all-star tutorials. And I do want to let you know that we have a really unique week coming up. Next week, we are, and you can see parts and pieces of it behind me because I have a few kits left to send out, but I'm part of a craft along event. I'm so excited that I got invited to take part in this craft along event, and I am working together with 5 other really amazing creative demonstrators, and we are each going to be doing videos next week. We're all doing the same videos, but in different ways. We have our own teaching techniques. So on Monday, we will all show Rhonda Wade's cards. On Tuesday, we'll all show Rachel Tessman's cards. On Wednesday, we'll all show Melissa Faust's cards. So and so on and so on. You can catch one or all of our videos. You can watch the recordings, but I invite you to follow along with that. The videos are free to watch, and you'll also be able to purchase the written tutorials to that. So if whoever asked for the information on these projects that I did today, it's a lot of projects and it takes time. But for our next week stuff, we do have a PDF tutorial that took us a lot of time to put together, but it is available to purchase. And then I want to show you one more thing, and that's the calendar. I hope that you're enjoying these lives. I do love it that you're coming to these. Let me go to my other tab that you guys can't see because I'm doing it in the background. I'm going to go there. Okay. Oh, you know what? This is the version that, hang on, I'm going to show you from your point of view of what you'd see, because otherwise you're going to be seeing my editable one. I'm going to show you my calendar. In the description of all my videos, my recent videos, you can actually go to my calendar, and I update this calendar anytime I have to make a switch. So if some of you were waiting for my videos last night, I apologize. This was originally going to be on Friday night. I'm just going to go to a recent video here and pull this up. But when I need to make changes, I make them immediately in my Google Calendar. So where are we? I'm so sorry, you guys. I need another set of hands here. Okay, we're ready. So here's the Google Calendar. You click on that link, it'll take you to the calendar of my lives. Okay, today is the 21st. Did I say next week? I meant the week after. The week after is the craft along. Next week we have our live on the 25th. Then I have YouTube members only live on the 27th. And then this is the week where we have the craft along. It's the week right before Easter. So you'll want to tune into that. I'm doing 7 o'clock and 11 a.m. times. She's telling me to go to bed. Twyla wants me to go to bed. But I just want to make sure that you knew about that, because that is coming up and it's super fun, and can't wait to see you. So join me next week on Wednesday. And I hope that you had some great ideas from this. I hope you can apply those to products that you already have on hand if you didn't get this kit. If you didn't get this kit and you're not a subscriber, I hope that you subscribe to kits because they're a blast. Take care, everyone. Now I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.